Caitlin Clark's return, lads. Caitlin Clark's return. On ABC, nationally televised game.
Forget the rivalry hype. The WNBA's biggest clash was just exposed as a total fabrication. One player, fresh off injury, just returned to the court and unleashed a performance so devastating it shattered the entire illusion, revealing the brutal truth about who truly runs this league.
Guys, Caitlin Clark is officially back, okay, for the Indiana Fever. Guys, the Indiana Fever just gave the freaking New York Liberty their first L. They first L of the season. I was wondering, I'm like, who is it going to...
Caitlin Clark, after a brief, tense absence nursing an injury, strode back onto the hardwood for the Indiana Fever. Whispers of rust, fears of a diminished return clung to the atmosphere, a palpable tension for anyone invested in the burgeoning face of the league. Her opponent, the New York Liberty, the undisputed, undefeated titans of the WNBA, a seemingly impenetrable fortress of a team.
Back again. Caitlin's back. Tell Caitlin Clark Kent back in action. Where do I even start? 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, 7 threes, 11 for 20 in only 31 minutes of basketball. The Indiana Fever say, come on, New York. Come on, somebody's got to give you this first L, and I guess it's going to be us.
This was more than just a regular season contest. It was a crucible. And what happened next wasn't simply a victory. It was a profound, one-sided deconstruction, delivered with surgical precision. Clark didn't just play. She absolutely owned every inch of the court, unleashing a monstrous 32 points, dishing out 9 assists with breathtaking vision, snatching 8 rebounds from seemingly impossible angles, and raining down an astonishing 7 3-pointers like they were routine layups.
That's how you feel, Caitlin, after missing 4 games from a quad injury. That's how you feel when you come back. What the hell did we just watch? Caitlin Clark in her absolute Birkin, able to get her team a victory over the undefeated New York Liberty. Let's talk about it. So as I discussed before, Caitlin Clark, this is her first game back in 4 or 5 games after dealing with the quad injury. And she did not disappoint. Came out with 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, almost a triple-double. But 7 3-pointers, y'all, and she was hitting them from 40 feet. Like, she was literally shooting from anywhere.
It wasn't just a statistical explosion, it was an unequivocal declaration. The Liberty, those previously untouchable darlings of the league, were left reeling, their perfect record obliterated, forced to confront their first L, delivered with an almost dismissive swagger by the player they simply could not contain.
And most elite performances we have ever seen from Caitlin Clark. Now, I got to remind everybody about this. Caitlin Clark is coming off an injury, bro. What we seen today was greatness. This was similar to the Michael Jordan flu game. I mean, it's up there type deal, bro. Caitlin Clark just handed the New York Liberty the ass whooping of a lifetime. And what's crazy about all of this is that the referees couldn't even save them. See, last time the referees was able to save New York and they walked away with the victory.
But the true spectacle wasn't merely the gaudy numbers, it was the sheer audacious how she achieved them. Clark wasn't merely shooting from beyond the arc, she was launching absolute bombs from 30, even 40 feet out, from distances typically reserved for warm-up drills or desperate prayers. She was hitting logo bombs with a casual disregard for the laws of physics, turning every possession into a potential viral highlight. Each shot was a precision airstrike, a defiant challenge to reason, leaving defenders frozen in disbelief, their jaws on the floor, their strategies utterly useless.
Guys, Caitlin Clark is back in the WNBA today, and I could not be happier. And to start off the game with the New York Liberty, she is putting on a show. First clip we're going to watch here is Sabrina Ionescu missing a 3 because she wants to be Caitlin and she just isn't. And look at this dime of a pass. Oh my gosh, can you just be a quarterback already? But then it gets better. Caitlin goes on a 9-0 run by herself within the span of 50 seconds.
It was like watching a sniper with a rocket launcher for an arm, casually disregarding every defensive scheme, every double team thrown her way. One couldn't help but wonder if she'd accidentally wandered in from an NFL training camp. Those shots came from another zip code entirely, defying any logical explanation. This wasn't just basketball, it was artistry, a performance so profound it redefined what a single player could achieve, turning a professional game into her own personal playground. She didn't just play the game, she rewrote its rules shot by breathtaking shot.
To 88, we finally hit triple digits thanks to CC22. Caitlin Clark. Folks, 3 threes in 38 seconds in the first half. Caitlin Clark hit 3 logo bombs, by the way. 3 logo bombs in 38 seconds. This was the Caitlin Clark we all said, oh, she's different. She's sent from outer space. The Caitlin Clark that we saw today was the Caitlin Clark that we were accustomed to seeing. Oh, it feels...
What unfolded on that court transcended the boundaries of a regular season basketball game. It ascended directly into the realm of legend. This wasn't merely a comeback from injury. It was a Michael Jordan-esque flu game moment, a testament to raw, unyielding greatness performed under immense pressure. After a stint on the sidelines, Clark didn't just show up, she arrived with a vengeance, dismantling an elite, previously flawless team with the kind of effortless dominance that imprints itself on history.
Caitlin Clark putting another game together that proves that she is the reason why people are watching the WNBA, and definitely not because of Angel Reese. In her very first game back from injury, she puts up 32, 8, and 9. Okay, super close to a triple-double on over 50% shooting from the field and 50% shooting from the three-point line. And not only did she have a great performance, but she also led her team to a 14-point victory, so not even a close game, against a team that was previously undefeated and arguably the best team in the WNBA on her first game back.
Her performance wasn't a humble return, it was a seismic event, a solo Broadway show where every act culminated in a demoralizing swish that echoed through the arena. It was the kind of masterclass that doesn't just secure a win, but fundamentally alters perceptions, forcing everyone to reconsider the limits of what's possible. And it was this game, this singular, breathtaking display of skill and will, that cast a harsh, unforgiving light on another prominent figure who relentlessly seeks the spotlight. The stage was set, and the contrast could not have been starker.
Is under fire from the Chicago Sky general manager. The general manager names Angel Reese by name and says, we need more out of you. Now I'm scrolling through Twitter, doing my thing. You guys know how I do. Got the air breezing through my hair in those Twitter streets. I do. And I take a look and I see something that catches my attention. The Chicago Sky make a request to Angel Reese amid losing streak. Interesting. What is this request?
For months, the media has tirelessly hyped a supposed clash, an epic back and forth between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Yet, when you strip away the relentless headlines and the orchestrated social media chatter, a dramatically different and far more sobering picture emerges. While Clark was busy rewriting the WNBA rulebook with her audacious game-changing play, Angel Reese, by contrast, was out there collecting rebounds with an almost obsessive fervor, as if hoarding them for a coming winter, then tossing up shots that seemed to possess a strange, almost allergic reaction to the nylon. Her stat line, frequently presented as evidence of hustle and tenacity, often screams ego and raw effort, but the actual scoreboard, the objective measure of impact, too often forgets to invite her to the celebration.
The long ball at a very, very high efficiency rate today, 7 for 14 from long distance, shooting 50%. I'm not gonna lie, shooting the three-pointer 14 times is wild in one game. But listen, when you hitting it like that, why not? Lexi Hall, another decent game from her, 14 points, shooting 50% from the field. And then we have Aaliyah Boston with 10 points, 11 boards, and 6 assists. Another almost triple-double for her. Great bounce-back game for Indiana because they have severely been struggling without Caitlin. Child, I know they happy she back on that floor because they look like a completely different team when she's in her.
We're talking about a player whose shot chart, when analyzed, frequently resembles a horror movie. A vast expanse of red indicating little to nothing falling through the hoop. She's often found under the rim, laboring, tossing up brick after brick as if she's laying the very foundation for a new stadium, all while meticulously posing for the cameras. It's like Clark is meticulously playing a complex game of 5D chess, strategizing moves light years ahead, while Reese is still in the corner, earnestly playing hungry hippos with the rebounds. And yet, despite the glaring disparity in offensive impact, she continues to insist, with an almost defiant confidence, that she is the main event, the undisputed crown jewel of the league. You see her winning coveted Sportswoman of the Year awards, and a question gnaws at you. Are the voters, are the media, truly watching the same games, the same on-court realities that the rest of us are witnessing unfold?
People who've been unjustly maligned in history. I feel like it's 1-2 for me. I'm not sure who's first and who's second, but it's pretty clearly Angel Reese and Jesus Christ. How does Angel Reese handle it? If you don't want the criticism, maybe consider what the behavior is. Because is this kind of criticism directed at everybody? Or is this a very special, specific kind of criticism that Angel Reese gets because of specifically the way she comports herself? And if her crown is heavy, maybe BET should stop giving her crowns. For the third straight year, named BET Sportswoman of the Year. I haven't even known who Angel Reese was for 3 years. How the f*** does she have 3 of these?
Adding another undeniably damning layer of evidence to this unraveling myth, the Chicago Sky general manager Teresa Weatherspoon recently spoke out, and what she articulated echoed with piercing clarity what many astute fans and analysts have already observed. After a painful string of losses, the GM didn't mince words, delivering a public plea, explicitly calling out Angel Reese by name and stating with an almost urgent tone, "We need more out of you." Think about the significance of that.
That's the Connecticut Sun, but this is Caitlin Clark. How could I be so foolish? Caitlin Clark probably said, I want to come back to the most eyeballs possible. You guys are about to see what I'm going to do. I want to come back to the most eyeballs possible. Clear 2 million or more. Yeah, 2 million or more. I want to come back and show you guys what I am made of. She is the only player in the league so far averaging 20 points per game, 5 rebounds per game or more, 5 assists or more per game. Caitlin Clark is back.
A league executive, the architect of her team, publicly demanding more from a player who consistently positions herself as the league's most magnetic, most impactful, and most controversial figure. It is a direct, undeniable contradiction to the narrative that has been so relentlessly pushed by certain corners of the media. This isn't a genuine rivalry, a fierce, competitive battle between equals. It's a profound, one-sided dialogue, a marketing myth meticulously cooked up in a boardroom by someone who clearly hasn't watched a full quarter of actual play. The grand comparison often tossed around, that this is akin to Allie versus Frazier, is not merely exaggerated, it's utterly farcical. This is, in brutal truth, more akin to Caitlin Clark facing off against her own rapidly rising, limitless potential, leaving Angel Reese metaphorically waving from the rebound pile, stranded on the ground floor, watching the true ascent from below.
The last remaining undefeated WNBA team, the New York Liberty, is undefeated no more. They have just been handed their first loss by Caitlin Clark's return and then Indiana Fever in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and wow, was it an electric game. Caitlin Clark absolutely popped off in her return and turned 32 points, 9 points in 33 seconds, like back-to-back-to-back threes. Kelsey Mitchell with another 22. AB had a great game. Lexi had a great game. Sophie Cunningham was back. I rated this one on Rate Game a 9.4. It was that good. If you're not following me on Rate Game, go follow me. It's a fantastic app. You can rate the games, how good they were, what you liked about them, etc.
The fundamental difference between these two figures lies not just in the stark contrast of their on-court play, but in the very essence of their presence. There's a crucial, often overlooked distinction between being talked about and truly being watched. Caitlin Clark is not just talked about, she is watched. Every game, every shot, every fluid movement, every time she effortlessly crosses half court, defenders collectively hold their breath, knowing danger looms. She is the undeniable gravitational pull that brings eyeballs, not just to the WNBA as a concept, but to the very essence of basketball itself, the artistry and precision of the game. Her passes are surgical, dissecting defenses with pinpoint accuracy. Her movement is elite, fluid and unpredictable. Her confidence radiating with every pull-up is almost radioactive. She carries with a stoic grace the immense weight of a league's soaring expectations and the focused attention of half the country. Angel Reese, meanwhile, is undeniably talked about for her spirited antics, her confident posing, her highly publicized rivalry with Clark that upon closer inspection feels more like a one-sided diary entry than a genuine competitive feud. She might generate significant noise, she might grab headlines, but her actual, tangible on-court impact too often feels like background percussion, a faint, almost negligible hum that goes barely noticed in the grand symphony of the game. It's akin to investing in a sleek, luxurious car, and then, upon closer inspection, realizing there's no engine under the hood. It looks flashy, it makes a certain amount of noise, but it simply doesn't go far. You cannot, with any shred of credibility, slap together some rebounds, sprinkle in a few scowls, and then confidently declare it superstardom. The scoreboard, that most impartial of judges, still matters. The shot clock, relentlessly ticking, does not pause for attitude or carefully curated social media narratives. Caitlin Clark isn't merely making noise, she's forging history, brick by breathtaking brick. Rookie records? She's not just breaking them, she's obliterating them, rewriting entire sections of the league's record books with audacious flair. Viewership numbers? She's not just boosting them, she's sending them soaring to unprecedented, dizzying heights, fundamentally altering the economic landscape of women's professional basketball. She is, quite simply, putting the very essence of basketball back into women's basketball, elevating the entire sport with her presence. Angel Reese, on the other hand, is running arguably the most effective PR campaign the scoreboard has ever refused to acknowledge. If pure marketing prowess were a stat, she would undoubtedly be averaging a staggering 40 points per game. But the stark reality is that we, the fans, are watching the games themselves, not merely the meticulously crafted press conferences. And the gap, the undeniable, ever-widening chasm between these two players, is becoming more profound with every passing game. Clark is evolving at an astonishing pace, slicing through defenses with surgical precision, turning seasoned professional defenders into helpless traffic cones. Her brief 4-game break from injury, a period fraught with anxiety for her fans, only served to make her return more obvious. She didn't lose rhythm, instead she found a new one, a faster, louder, and undeniably more dominant beat. And Angel Reese, she's still running the same tired, predictable beat, stubbornly clinging to a familiar cadence, fervently hoping that nobody truly notices the scoreboard, that impartial arbiter doesn't play favorites. When the final buzzer sounds and the dust settles, when the last echo fades from the arena, one name resonates louder than any manufactured narrative, louder than any rebound, louder than any carefully orchestrated press conference: Caitlin Clark. Her return wasn't just a dominant performance, it was a profound symbolic act. It delivered a clear, unyielding message to anyone still clinging to outdated notions of rivalry or co-stardom. While others are meticulously building their personal brands, carefully curating their public image, Clark is relentlessly building a legacy, one jaw-dropping shot, one impossible pass, and one game-changing win at a time. The pervasive myth, the one that desperately insists it's not just Caitlin driving the league's newfound explosion, crumbles into dust with every record she shatters, every impossible shot she drains from outer space. Angel Reese might be good for a fleeting headline, a momentary ripple of controversy, but Caitlin Clark is, in undeniable truth, good for the very soul of the game. She is the undeniable, transformative force, the singular reason most people stay glued to their screens, captivated by the unfolding drama, and something deep within us, something profound and exciting, tells us that the absolute best of her unparalleled journey is still yet to come, forever shaping the future of basketball.